Alright, what is up, my dudes? Welcome to episode 4 of They Got a Podcast. I'm that Steve Dawson, and with me, as always, is my two best buds, Sean and Will. What's up, guys?
Alright, bunch, man. How you doing? How's it going, guys?
Alright. Well, let's jump right into it, because we got a lot going on this week. Sean's favorite segment.
Yay.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in that box?
What's going to get a fight today?
Sean, go ahead and start us off, man.
Well, I'm still working on this. Darksiders 2. Let's say Deadsiders.
Deadsiders.
Darksiders 2. Breaking good ground in it. I'm still not excited to finish it. Not in a rush to finish it because I know there's not going to be nothing else to it. As I say all the time, but still a good game. I'm still loving it. Still having fun with it.
Right. But how far are you into it? Like, how many hours have you put into it yet?
I think about 6.
6 hours into it?
Yeah.
How long did it take you to finish the first one?
I didn't even look. Once I finished it, I just went on to the second one, so I had to look that up.
Alright.
Yeah.
That's cool. Will, what are you up to?
Let's see. I've been playing some Bloodborne and Dark Souls 2 recently.
Yeah, are you playing?
Both of them.
Are you Dark Souls 2 on PS3 or are you on PS4?
I'm going back to the PS3 one. I haven't bought the PS4 one yet.
Okay.
I don't know if I will. I might pick it up at some point.
Now, is the I guess re-release of it comes with DLC, right?
Yeah, it comes with all the DLC. They've also kind of rearranged all the enemies in the game and just changed a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Throughout the main campaign, so it is different, but
yeah.
Still, it's still pretty much the same game, just with some differences.
Right. It's funny. Like I was telling you earlier, I started about an hour of Bloodborne, and I went into it watching other people play it, and I was like, okay, it plays a little faster than the Souls games. So I kind of went into it cocky, I feel like. And I get to the first, werewolf guy, this is when you don't have weapons, this is the very beginning of the game, and, the werewolf guy sitting there, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put this fist right up his ass. And I had him, man. He was on the ropes, and then the greed set in, and I didn't back off, and I died.
Oh, man.
And then I just poured salt. I was just like, are you serious, man? I died already. So then I, went through and, picked out my weapons. I went with the pimp cane, because I was like, oh, it seems like it's pretty fast, and it turns into a whip, so you can get some mid-range attacks. And then I went with the pistol. So like I said, I played an hour of it. And after an hour, I feel like the pimp cane is probably not my weapon. Because one-on-one with anyone, I can pretty much... I'm good.
Yeah. More
than one person, regardless of what they are, I died every time.
Yeah, I'm not big on the pimp cane. I like the look, but using it is just difficult. Yeah. It's like a smaller weapon, so it doesn't really stagger people as much as you want it to.
Well, I was my mindset was it looks lightweight, so it has to be the fastest. So I could get in and get some really good hits back off.
It kind of is the fastest, but I don't know, it's hard to explain. There's kind of they call it poise system.
Right.
Other ones,
yeah.
Which is basically how much you can knock back certain enemies. Basically, it doesn't do that. It doesn't really knock people back as you hit them. So you'll be hitting them, and then they'll just power through and wreck you. So I think basically the other two are easier to start with, especially the axe. Okay. If you want easiest time, I'd go with that.
What's the other one? It's like the knife or whatever it's called.
Sock lever.
Yeah. How's that one?
That was pretty good. That was probably the most. It's good. It just kind of depends on your play style. I really like that one personally. I would say the axe is probably just the easiest in general, but I like the sock lever a lot too.
Okay.
Basically, the pimp cane is just not my favorite.
That's I feel like that's probably the advanced weapon, and just
it's like the Bulbasaur of the group. You got you got Charmander, you got Squirtle, and you got Bulbasaur.
Right.
You never pick Bulbasaur, man.
Oh man, I feel kind of bad because I picked Bulbasaur. I love him. Bulbasaur. He was the one with the attitude.
Yeah.
He was the one who talked, he would curse you out.
No, man, Squirtle had the attitude, man. I was putting on his sunglasses and shit, like you don't care.
Yeah.
Almost, I don't know.
Treated bad though.
Yeah, I mean, he did get treated bad. For he was the redheaded stepchild.
Yeah. Bulbasaur just had a chip on the shoulder.
That's right.
As for me, I almost blew up my laptop, and it's the only computer we have in the house right now. And just having everything plugged into it, this computer's not made for streaming, and I try to use it for streaming. And like I said, I almost blew it up. It was super hot the other night when I got off from playing Call of Duty 2. So I've decided not to screw up this $2,000 laptop. And I'm probably not going to stream PC games. I'm probably straight PlayStation 4 for a while until I finish building my actual computer. Other than that, last night, like I said, I played an hour of Bloodborne and played some more Rocket League. I'm actually playing the season single player, and I'm about 6 games to completion. And nice. Even like playing the game like just with bots, man, that game's super addicting.
It is.
It's got 3 difficulty settings. It's Rookie, Pro, and then All-Star. And I feel like I had the exact same problem when I played NHL 15. Rookie is way too easy. I feel like Pro is probably actually a hard setting, and All-Star is really hard.
Yeah.
Like if you in like words of Call of Duty, like All-Star is like your veteran, and then Pro is your hardened setting. Because man, like some teams, like I don't know if just the way the standings are, like the team that's in 10th position, like currently looking at their stats, they've won 4 games and lost 17 games. I played them last night. They beat me 3-0. Like whooped my ass, and I was trying so hard. You don't understand. Like sitting here playing this game, like sweating. And, like, I know it's me playing a computerized game, and I'm like, I have to win. These guys can't beat me in 3-0.
It's rough.
Yeah. But I'm having fun. Like, right now, overall standings, I'm in 2nd place. So, I'm having fun, though. But, yeah, that's it for right now for video games for me. We'll get into a little later on, actually, next segment, about some stuff coming out. And what I'm personally looking forward to. But do you guys have any other video game stuff that you're looking at?
I'm waiting on Call of Duty 3. That's all. That's all I'm waiting for. Black Ops 3 coming out. That's it. Oh, and I was gonna pick up Deadpool from GameStop tomorrow.
Yeah.
Play that.
I
was talking to Steven. I was like, man, I don't know what it is about Deadpool. I guess because the movie coming out.
Yeah, the movie's coming out. You gotta play that game now.
I gotta play the game. I gotta wear the shirt. I gotta buy the hat. I gotta do the whole 9. So when I go in that theater, I'm just basically Deadpool watching my own movie.
Right. All right. Well, let's move it along then. Like I said, we got a ton to get through. This week started Gamescom. And I just wanted to go through, and I guess this will probably be an ongoing segment in the podcast from now on, kind of like a weekly news update of what's been going on throughout the week in video game, movie, TV kind of news. First and foremost, this actually happened last week. Do you guys recall a game called Zombie U?
Yeah.
It's like one of the only interesting games, personally, to me on the Wii U that I wanted to play. Well, Ubisoft announced last week Zombie U is now coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC, and it's getting rebranded as Zombie. So just another reason not to buy a Wii U. You know? Yeah, it's like a first-person kind of survivor zombie game. And I think you're in England.
Yeah, it's got a British guy in the front.
Yeah.
Funny hat.
Yeah. So it looks interesting to me. Like I really wanted to play it when it was out on, like I said, Wii U, but now it's coming to PS4. So
I feel like that's a little late, though.
Yeah, I mean, old game's old, but
I mean, it might be interesting.
Yeah.
Did it get kind of like lackluster reviews?
Yeah, it got some pretty terrible reviews, and I don't know if it's generally because it was a Wii U game or if the game's actually bad. But, I mean, I hate to put it this way, it's a Ubisoft game, and I feel like their games are either really good or really shitty. You know? I don't feel like... I don't... Thinking of their series and their, I guess, franchises, I don't know if, like, Zombies or Zombie U is going to be a franchise for them. But, I mean, you think of, like, Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, and, like, any of the Tom Clancy games. They're either really good or really shitty. They don't have a middle ground.
Yeah,
So.
I don't know. I feel like they do have a middle ground. I feel like Ubisoft is just like the first game in every series is like pretty good. It's above average, and then the next 8 years.
I don't agree with. I think you're like if you look at Assassin's Creed, you're like Assassin's Creed 1's good.
Assassin's Creed 2 is that one.
See, and that's the thing. You think it's good because it's the first one, and then you play the second one, you're like, holy shit, the first one sucks.
You're right. The second one, in that case, yeah, that one had like a peak.
And then thinking back of like Unity came out, and it was a disaster.
Brotherhood, Revelations, Unity, whatever the other crappy ones have come out. I don't know. They're right.
And see, that's what I mean. Like,
it takes like every 3-4 years before they get like a decent installment.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, you go from Brotherhood, and I don't know about Revelations, because I didn't play that one, but Brotherhood was really good.
2.5.
Yeah, and Revelations, I don't know. Assassin's Creed 3, terrible. Assassin's Creed 4, fantastic. Unity, a fucking disaster when it came out.
Was it?
Well, yeah, it had glitches where, like, the skin and the facial... Like, the dude didn't have a face at, like, one point in the game. So, I mean, yeah, it was a disaster.
I played it a little bit. I didn't get any of those glitches, but it seemed alright. It wasn't... I mean, I always thought co-op would be cool in Assassin's Creed, and I just feel like it wasn't quite what I wanted it to be.
Yeah. Alright, I guess moving on. PlayStation Now, Sony PlayStation Now service is a streaming service for PlayStation 3 games, and they announced it's finally available on PlayStation Vita, if you're one of the 5 people that own a Vita. And it's also available now on PlayStation TVs. And PlayStation TV is the Vita TV, the little box that came out maybe a year ago, and like you can pick them up now for like $30 or $40 on Amazon.
Yeah, it's a Vita, but super cheap.
Yeah, it's basically a Vita without a screen that you plug into your TV. But anyway, the news is PlayStation Now is available for it, so if you have a Vita, you can actually stream your PS or rent PlayStation 3 games and stream them on your Vita.
I hear the PS TV doesn't play all Vita games, though.
Yeah, there's some, like, you have, like, Little Big Planet doesn't work because it's touchscreen.
Oh, okay, so they would need to, like...
Yeah, they would have to actually go back and redo the whole game, and they're not going to do that because nobody's going to buy the game.
Right, and they've already made all their AAAs that are ever going to come out from Sony, so...
Right, yeah, and, I mean, a majority of those work. I mean, you have, like, Uncharted Golden Abyss, it works on Vita TV. Killzone Mercenaries, which is fantastic, works on Vita TV, so...
Gotta download it, man. Just get to play it.
Yeah, it's good, man. The next thing that came out this week, and I think they maybe talked about it the week before, is Final Fantasy XII has maybe a remake in the works, or a remaster. Yeah. It was kind of like, yeah, we have a remake coming out, and then they were like, oh, I'm sorry, it's not a remake, so... The news is, we don't know what the hell's going on with Final Fantasy XII. I think they kind of probably premature ejaculated with that one. You know? I think...
Yeah, there's a conductor that said,
he
congratulated the composer on his good work who did 12, and he said there was a remake coming out.
Right.
I'm guessing they're not going to remake 12, because...
I'm thinking it's going to be like
the same... It's going to be a remaster.
Yeah, it's going to be like the Final Fantasy X. It's going to come out probably PS4. It'd be interesting to see if it goes to Xbox One, since it was a PS2 exclusive.
I doubt it, because they didn't do that for 10, right? So
yeah.
I just don't think they think there's that big of an audience for it. We're probably right.
Right. Next set of news. If you buy the Gears of War remaster, you get the 360 version of Gears of War, Gears of War 2, Gears of War 3, and Gears of War Judgment. So buy an Xbox One remake of a 360 game, and you get 4 360 games.
Yeah.
So that's something. I'm sure people are excited about it. To me, I'm like, why? But we can talk. We'll talk about that's. I mean, that's basically overall the topic of this podcast this week, and we'll get into it a little bit more. But that's just the news for the peeps. So they released a trailer for Scalebound, and as soon as I saw it, I texted you, Will, and I was like, "You have to watch this." Did you get to watch it?
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Like, it looks like the Drakengard I was waiting for.
Yeah, plus headphones.
Yeah. I don't understand that, but yeah. It's Sean. I don't know if I told you to watch it, but basically, it's a think of Dante from the new Devil May Cry, because that's what the guy looks like.
Yeah, you left me out on that one, man.
Sorry. So think Dante from Devil May Cry riding on a gigantic dragon, and they're basically best friends because that's what it seems like in the trailer. And then landing, jumping off the dragon, and just hack and slash people. And there's magic, there's giant bosses. It just looks like it's a great time.
The only thing I can say is I hope they have, like, I don't know, I feel like that would be a good game for, like, customizable characters, but maybe it's supposed to be story-based. I don't know.
I have a feeling it's story-based, and it's also made by, it's Platinum Games.
Yeah.
So you know the gameplay is going to be tight, it's going to be great.
There's something weird to me about when you have a multiplayer game and everybody's playing as the same character.
Well, that's the other thing I was about to get into. After I saw the trailer, I saw the next set of news for Scalebound, and it's 4-player co-op. And then I was kind of like taken back. I was like, I thought this was a single-player game. Why is this 4-player co-op?
At the end, where you, like, kind of summons, like, 4 versions of himself, but with kind of different dragons and stuff.
Yeah.
You see that part?
No, see, I didn't watch the other trailer. I saw it, and then I was just, and honestly, it kind of made me not want to play the game now, because I'm just like, huh.
I think it could be good. You can always play the single player too.
Yeah.
I assume that's how it's set up. You can kind of
I would hope so. But then I'm afraid I'm going to get into the thing like I did with Borderlands when I tried to play that by myself, and I was just bored out of my mind.
Yeah, that's just because that's not that
yeah.
the game.
So hopefully Skullbound is meant for playing both ways, single player and co-op, whereas Borderlands, you definitely need to play co-op.
I think so, yeah, because it's just so much grinding.
Right.
Hopefully that one's not quite like that.
Let's see. 2 other games got announced for Xbox One this week, and they're also coming to the Xbox preview program, which is kind of like an early access for Xbox One. And the 2 games are We Happy Few. Have you seen this game, Will?
I have not.
Check it out sometime. Sean, you might want to check it out too. I'm not sure if you're big on the BioShock games, but Will, this game looks like it's like a weird, like that Ethan Carter game, but BioShock.
Actually, yeah, no, I have heard of this. It's a shooter, and it's about, like, what is it? It's like, is it doing drugs, or, like,
yeah, it's like
something like that?
Yeah, it's some, like, weird, yeah. It's crazy.
Weird. It looks very strange and very cool.
The other game that got announced for Xbox One and for the Xbox One preview program was Ark. It's a big PC game right now. It came out a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago or so. And it's coming to PlayStation 4 and now Xbox One. But it's I want to say almost like Rust, but with dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So you get dropped on an island. You can scavenge for materials to craft buildings and weapons and stuff like that. And then there's dinosaurs, and you can actually tame the dinosaurs, and they'll become your pets or whatever you want them to be. So it looks really cool.
Dinosaurus Rex.
Yeah. They actually added a Spinosaurus in it, and the thing's gigantic, and it was really funny. I was watching a stream the other day, and this group of people, like, that's all they did for like an hour was try to tame the Spinosaurus, and they finally got them tamed, and like this one person was riding them around. It was really funny. A Spinosaurus is a giant dinosaur for people. Just watch Jurassic Park 3 and that thing's the Spinosaurus. Anywho, Halo Wars 2 got announced for PC and Xbox One. And it's really weird because it's being developed by Creative Assembly. and they are the people known for Total War and Alien Isolation. And what makes it weird is because they're a Sega-owned studio. Okay.
That's kind of strange.
Yeah. So to me, that tells me Sega's like super broke, and they just are handing out their first-party studios.
Well, I believe Sega kind of had like a. Recently, they're taking off a bunch of their games that were on mobile and like kind of vowed to start making more quality games. So this actually might be like more of a change in direction.
But has any like I can't recall like any. I mean, that would be like Sony letting Naughty Dog make a Nintendo game.
Well, I mean, Sega's not exactly. Sega's not Nintendo. Sega's not.
Well, no. I'm not trying to say like Sega's Nintendo. It's odd that It's just odd that a studio lets one of their in-house studios go work for another publishing company to make a game where Sega's name's not even a part of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll be in there somewhere.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. It's Halo, so I'm sure it's just going to be Microsoft all over it.
Sure.
New game from Mojang. If you don't know who Mojang is, it's the people behind Minecraft. If you don't know what Minecraft is, that means you don't know what video games are. Anyway, they got a new game coming out. It's called Cobalt, and it's coming out for PC and Xbox One this year, actually. And it's a side-scrolling arcade shooter, if that's your deal. Let's see. Quantum Break got a release date this week, and it's April 5th of 2016.
That game looks dope.
Yeah, it's a really cool-looking game. Part of me hopes it goes to PC, so I don't have to buy an Xbox One, but we'll see. They talked a little bit about Crackdown, and it's no longer called Crackdown. It's called Crackdown 3.
Yeah.
And it has...
Change.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. But it features transforming vehicles, which sounds really cool, and a 100% destructible game world.
Through the cloud.
Yeah, using the power of this cloud Microsoft talks about a lot, or did talk about. They really haven't talked about it much lately. But
yeah, they have like a whole string of commercials and everything there for a while.
Yeah, this really intrigues me because I want to know how destructible the environment is. Because when I heard this, I heard the transforming vehicles and destructible like environments and buildings, and it made me think of Red Faction Guerrilla. I don't know if you guys played that game, but it was third-person action game, open world. And all the buildings in the game you can basically destroy. They'll crumble.
Yeah. I played the earlier one, so it was the best for destruction, man. You could just carve tunnels into the walls because it was so destructive. You could just like literally fire missiles as long as you wanted.
So it makes me wonder if they're going for that type of destruction for the entire map, and how big. And the other question is, how big is the map really?
Right.
And if they're going for that style of destruction, or if they're going for more like a, Battlefield Bad Company 2, where only certain buildings could be completely destroyed, and then there's the ones that were kind of off in the distance and nobody really messed with.
Yeah. That was or they could go Battlefield 3, where there's like 3 things you can destroy.
Yeah.
And Battlefield 4, where there's like 1.
The Levolution.
Yeah.
The power of the Levolution. Yeah, and that's what, like,
that's kind of...
But 100%, I mean, them saying 100%, what was it? I wrote down, like, 100% destructible game world. So, to me, I mean, if you're saying 100% game world can be blown up, like, I should be able to shoot a rocket at the ground, and it makes a crater.
Right, yeah.
So, are they going for that, or is it just the buildings, or just certain buildings, or... I guess we'll have to wait and see. That game's probably not coming out until the end of next year. Let's see. City Skylines Train Simulator 2015 and Thimbleweed Park. It's coming to Xbox One. Not a big headline story there. The only reason I wrote it down is because City Skylines came out, and it was actually a really big I guess, indie type game on Steam, and it's what SimCity, everybody was hoping SimCity 4 was gonna be, and it sold I don't know how many millions of copies. So, I mean, it's great for the guys that made this game that it's going to another platform. Hoping it comes to PS4, but I guess I don't know. To me, those kinds of games don't really work on consoles that well. And thinking of it now, I think I have it on Steam already, so I guess I don't really need it on PS4.
Yeah.
They released a new trailer for Homefront: The Revolution. Did you guys see this, or do you know what Homefront is? I guess I should say, because this is actually the sequel to, I want to say, the 2013 game Homefront.
Right. I haven't seen the newest trailer. I saw the older one where before they kind of released, like, oh, maybe it won't happen after all.
Right.
I'm excited it's happening, though, because it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
From that one little small trailer I did see. Really cool, like, story idea, too.
Yeah. Sean, do you know what Homefront is?
Yeah, I believe I do, but...
So it's a first-person shooter, but basically the story arc for this game is the United States is attacked by North Korea. And the beginning of this game actually has like a really cool like prologue, real life, holy shit, this could really happen kind of beginning. But North Korea takes over the United States. They take everyone hostage and everything like that. I mean, and then the whole game revolves around kind of like this this group of people that these group of people that try to fight off the North Korean forces.
It's very like Red Dawn.
Yeah. So this trailer for the new, or I guess the sequel for that game, it looks really, really good. And I can't remember off the top of my head right now who's working on this game. Because this was a THQ game and then it got sold off.
Right.
Yeah, and off the top of my head, I can't remember right now who bought it and who's working on it. But the trailer looks really cool.
They have some gameplay out now, too. Looks pretty good.
Yeah. Let's see. The next set of gaming news would be Mega Man Legacy Collection. I don't know if you guys are Mega Man fans, but it's releasing August 25th on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. And it includes the first 6 Mega Man games, and it comes with trophies, achievements, or Steam achievements, whatever your platform choice is. Like I said, it's the first 6 games, and it's $15.
Nice.
And it also releases on 3DS in 2016, which is really funny to me because there's not a Wii U version. Or a Vita version, I should say.
Oh, man.
I don't want to be like, oh, this guy's killing the Nintendos, but there's not a Vita version either, okay. Last bit of gaming news here, Ori and the Blind Forest. Do you know this game?
I've never heard of that.
Will, do you know Ori and the Blind Forest?
Sounds very, very familiar.
It's an Xbox One, Xbox 360, and PC game. It came out last year, I believe.
Is that like a side-scroller one?
Yeah, it's got a really nice art style, really cool looking, and people loved it. I think it got 8s and 9s for reviews. But
actually, I do remember a little bit. It had that cool little scene with the owl. It was like chasing you in the beginning, right? You remember that trailer? Like some big old owl was like chasing you or trying to kill you. I forget what it was, but it looks really pretty. I remember that.
I don't remember an owl, but I believe you.
Owl-looking thing.
Yeah. Anyway, so they announced, I believe it was today or maybe yesterday, Ori and the Blind Forest, the definitive edition for Xbox One and PC. And I saw the headline for it. I saw Ori and the Blind Forest definitive edition, and I was like, "Huh, that game's coming out on PS4." So I clicked on it, and I was like, "Man, I swore Microsoft published this game." Then I started reading the article, and I saw it's a definitive edition coming out on Xbox One and PC. And I just went into super like head scratching moment. I'm like, what? This game's already out, right? So I went and checked Steam. It's out on Steam, and I'm like, well, what's so like definitive about this version? So I looked at the article again, and they're adding a couple of new levels. They're adding some different art styles. That are changing some stuff. And to me, I feel like this is all crap they can add in DLC. I mean, we're in that era now where we get downloadable content for almost every game now. Or at least we were, and now I feel like we're getting into the era of, instead of getting DLC, we're getting the game, and then 6 months later we're getting definitive editions of that exact same game at full price. That's what it seems like. And like I said, we'll get into that in just a little bit. We're almost done. So that, like I said, that's it for the gaming news and most of the Gamescom stuff. There was a ton of World of Warcraft and other PC news, but it was just like way too much stuff to get into. On the movie and TV side of things, do you guys know who Ali Larter is?
No clue.
She was in Heroes. She was in some Tyler Perry movie. But I think we all know her as Claire Redfield from Resident Evil, the movies.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So she's coming back as Claire Redfield in the final chapter of Resident Evil, which is appropriately named Resident Evil: The Final Chapter.
Thank you.
Yeah. Final chapter.
I know, man. Whew.
I remember when Extinction was the last one.
I know, right? Last two bits of news here, I guess. Fox today announced they were in negotiations with Marvel to make an X-Men TV series, like live-action TV series.
Yeah, I didn't have a chance to read it, but I saw it today.
I don't know how I feel about this, because I feel like Fox, and for that matter, Sony too, since they are the only other two studios that own Marvel properties, I say toss your hands up and get rid of the crap. I mean, your movies suck. I'm sorry. They do. They're okay, but they suck. If I wasn't a comic book fan, if I wasn't like a superhero overall fan, I mean, not even having to like read comic books, if I just liked superheroes in general and never even read a comic book or anything like that, I would like your movies for the fact that, yeah, their superheroes come to life, but overall, they suck so bad. And by me saying that, like, I read the reviews for the new Fantastic Four. It comes out this weekend, and they dog this movie so bad.
Yeah.
Like, the reviews are terrible. I think right now it's sitting at a 10% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's bad.
Does not surprise me at all. It was not that great.
But it's still gonna make a lot of money because the kids and everything.
I can't agree with that. Like, before I would be like, yeah, but when you tell me that the Fantastic,
make a big difference.
Yeah, and when you tell me Fantastic Four from, what was it, with Jessica Alba and them, I can't remember the years that it came out, like 2005 or something like that, one of them came out. But when you tell me those two movies are better than this movie, there's something wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, like, I know some people like all the X-Men movies. I know some people, well, except for the third one, I feel like everybody's in agreement the third one's just terrible. But I feel like some people they really like the first two. I feel like some people like First Class. I feel like some people like The Wolverine, not Wolverine Origins. And I know a lot of people really like Days of Future Past. To be honest, X-Men is what I grew up reading as a kid. I watched the cartoon every Saturday morning when it came on.
Yes, sir.
I don't like those movies. They're not the X-Men I know. And I don't know, I just have the 90s cartoon in my head, and that, like, Patrick Stewart, perfect Professor X. I love him as Professor X. It's just some of the other casting choices, some of the story, and some of the acting choices from the actors I just don't understand.
I didn't like Cyclops.
I actually like James Marsden as Scott Summers. I think 3 killed, like, literally killed him in the movie. Spoilers. And, like, I don't know. After seeing that, it just kills
It
me.
made me mad as hell when I saw it. They killed them off.
I don't know. Hugh Jackman Wolverine. I feel like he's probably the perfect. Like he's probably the Luke Skywalker of this generation now. Like I feel like everyone's going to know Hugh Jackman as the Wolverine now.
Yep.
So.
And just like Homegirl, you just talked about Resident Evil, because that's basically everything he played in it. Well, except for what is it? The Fifth Element.
Oh no, that's Mila Jovovich. That's not what's her face.
I feel like she can do whatever she wants.
Yeah, she's like nobody cares about nobody cares about those movies or the people that play in those movies.
They'll see them, but they're not. I don't think they're like iconic enough.
Yeah.
I don't even remember her name. Alice, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess but still, no Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman, like I said, he is this generation's Luke Skywalker. All right, last news story here, which is probably my favorite story out of everything I got this week, and it has to do with Dragon Ball Z, the new movie. Yeah. So apparently, this movie grossed $52 million overseas. I did not know that. And this is the Resurrection of F movie that came out this Tuesday here in the States.
Yep.
So with the 2 or 3 days that it's been out here in the States, it's already made $4 million, and you're like, oh, that's nothing. Well, most of these theaters that it's in, which by the way is only 900 theaters, only show this movie one time.
Wow.
So from the article I read, like I said, it's already grossed $4 million here in the States. It's only in 900 theaters, and a majority of those theaters only show the movie one time a night. Like, to me, that like blows my mind that Dragon Ball has that big of an impact on people for it to make. Yeah, for it to make almost as much as Ant-Man did on its opening weekend. Yeah. I mean, that's crazy to me. And by that I mean like the $52 million plus the $4 million that it's made globally. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, that's it for the news. I mean, to me, that was my favorite story because I was like, holy crap, because I feel like anime going to the movie theater nowadays is kind of, I would say ridiculous, and people would be like, I don't want to go see a Japanese cartoon and pay like $9 to go see it. But to me, I'm like, it's crazy. Yeah, to me, that is ridiculous to me.
It's kind of, it's better than going to watch stand-up comedy. Like Kevin Hart did good, but then you have Fluffy. He didn't do as good with his movie, a Fluffy movie.
Fluffy.
Yeah.
I don't know what that. What's
Fluffy?
Who?
Gabriel Inglés. Wait, damn.
I don't know what that is.
Okay. Gabriel. You don't know Fluffy?
No, I have no idea what that is.
Come on, man.
I'll be sure. I'll Google Fluffy in a little bit.
Yeah. See, my point I was trying to make doesn't make sense now because you don't know the hell about.
Yeah. Hey, welcome to my world. Most of the stuff that I ramble in real life, at work, on this podcast, it makes no sense and nobody understands it, but I do it anyway. So, I mean, just do what I do. People just think you're crazy.
Just go with it.
Yeah. All right, going back, like I said, the big overall topic for this week, backwards compatibility. E3 this year, Microsoft came out and said we did something we didn't think we were going to be able to do, but we did it. And it's backwards compatibility with the Xbox One and 360. So for those of you that don't quite understand what I'm saying is, ideally what Microsoft is saying is you can take a 360 disc, or if you own a 360 game that you bought off the marketplace, you will be able to turn on your Xbox One, put in your disc, or look at your library, and that 360 game will show up in your library. And you'll be able to play this game on your Xbox One. I guess my overall question to you guys, because I already know how I feel about it, is that a big deal for you? Do you buy a brand new console wanting to play your old games on it? Will, go ahead.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome. I always thought that was also like a huge selling point of me for the PS3. and that came out, I was still playing a ton of PS2 games before I even started playing more PS3 games. I think it's awesome, even especially getting it kind of early. I mean, it's not as early as PS3, obviously, but they're still not like just loads and loads of Xbox One and PS4 games. So
Yeah.
I think it's awesome to just bolster your library like that, and they're not charging you.
Well, no, okay.
PS4, you got to pay if you want to pay those.
Yeah,
play
yeah.
those
All
games
right.
again.
Let's for right now, let's separate the business side of it and the gamer side of it. As a gamer, is it really that important to you? Like you said you bought a PS3 and you were still playing PS2 games. Did you get rid of your PS2?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
You got rid of your PS2, bought a PS3 to play your PS2 games?
Yeah,
I mean,
got
that's
a
the thing,
PS3,
like-
and I gave a friend my PS2, so I mean, everybody ended up a winner, man.
Well, yeah, and see, here's the thing about it. Like, I've read a lot of comments and forums and everything, and a lot of people have that mindset. And for me, as I guess a collector, and I put that in air quotes for people that can't see me,
Yeah.
I can't wrap my head around that, because for me, it would be like trying to play my PS2 on my flat screen TV. Like, it just doesn't work for me because it doesn't look the same, it doesn't feel the same. So for me to buy a PS3 and say, hey, I'm going to pop in, I don't know, Drakengard to play, like, why would I spend $400, or in PS3's case when it came out, $500 or $600 to play a game I already had on a system I already had?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing, and I understand, like, Will, I know you're, like, way younger than Sean and I am, and the excuse can be, well, I'm in college, I live in a dorm, or I live in a small apartment with a bunch of other people, we don't have enough space to have a PS2, a PS3, a 360, an Xbox, and Xbox One. And I totally get that part of it, but why sell it and then whine and complain that you can't play your old games? And I'm not saying you specifically, I'm saying just the internet, and I know it's the internet and everybody's going to bitch about everything anyway, so. I mean, that's my overall question, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I get it's not like a huge. I don't think it's like a death blow or anything.
Well,
but I
see,
still
and
think
that's
it's
and I guess
awesome, though. It is definitely like a huge bonus, I think.
Bonus,
I mean,
yes, but
today
is it?
I went back and played Dark Souls 2.
Yeah.
You gotta have your PS3 still hooked up to play. I mean, obviously Dark Souls 2 there is an HD version, but again, that's fine again. But like not all games are like that. And it's just kind of nice, just in case. Is it a huge deal?
Yeah,
No,
that's what
really.
okay, and I guess that's the overall theme. Is it the drop the mic kind of moment for Microsoft that Sony had at E3 2014 or 13 or whenever it was they announced PlayStation 4? To me,
I mean,
no,
no,
it's not. But I feel like everyone's making it such a huge deal. They're like, oh, this is a smart move on Microsoft's behalf, and it's making Sony look dumb. But is it making Sony look dumb? Because both companies, let's look at the business side of it now. You have Microsoft, like I said, releasing Gears of War 1, and I believe the price tag on it's $39.99.
That's way too much.
And it's one game, remastered, and yes, you get Gears 1, 2, 3, and Judgment 360 versions that you can play on your Xbox One now. So you're getting the remastered version of Gears for Xbox One. You're getting the 360 version of Gears. 360 version of Gears 2, 3, and Judgment. So overall, yes, you're getting 5 games for $40, but it's also 4 games you've already played on another console, and again, another game that you've already played. For most people, I feel like, but just prettier for $40. So that's their stance. They're also remaking these games because they just did it with Halo, and I'm sure Halo's going to be on backwards compatibility.
Yeah, it's gone to.
So they just remade all the Halo games, and like I said, I'm sure it's going to be on that list of backwards compatibility games.
Yeah, I feel like their remasters are a little different than what the PS4 or Sony has been putting out specifically.
But are they though?
Sony.
I mean, they're not really. I mean, yes. Or you take a remaster like God of War 3, which was is $40 right now, $39.99, and it's God of War 3.
Yeah, it's God of War 3,
And
they
it's
didn't do nearly what
and
they
while
did for,
like
Halo.
yeah,
Halo
and while
collection.
God of War 3 is nice, like it's a great game, it's too expensive. Like the game should be $20 when it came out brand new. I mean, that's my like limit. God of War 3 remastered should have been $20, $19.99. But they're also doing, and then they did The Last of Us remastered, which was $60 when it came out. Too much for that game, which I know it only came like it had just came out on PS3 the year earlier. So I can understand a higher price tag than $20, but $60 was a little ridiculous. But my point is like I said, Microsoft's remaking games and also having backwards compatibility. But you also have to own these games. That's the thing. Like you have to own these games already on 360 to have that backwards compatibility. Okay? Sony's doing the same thing pretty much if they're remaking some games.
They're also remaking and PS Now. I guess the difference here.
Yeah, and see, here's the thing. Yeah, PlayStation Now, you're renting a game. So I mean, for people,
PS Now prices are ridiculous.
Yeah, and they are. They really do need to adjust their prices. But my thing is people are praising, oh, I get these free games. Well, these free games for 360 are games you probably already had, and you just got rid of them because you wanted an Xbox One.
Yep.
And that's just how I feel about it. And it might not be that case for everybody I know. Because, I mean, there's people out there who's like, well, I never played Gears of War.
Yeah, for some people it'll be a bigger difference than others. People haven't played a lot of those games. But overall, I mean, if you are just straight up comparing the two, it's definitely feather in Microsoft's cap. I mean, is it a huge deal? Not really. To some people it will be. Probably not to most people.
Right. Well, I don't know. I feel like most people would say it's a huge deal. That's the thing. I feel like most...
PS3 had it, and it wasn't a huge deal for PS3 either.
Yeah,
I really liked it personally, but for most people, they're just like, eh.
But you also have to think. You're thinking of a time coming into PS3, a time coming into 360 where, yes, we had these system wars or these fanboy wars, but I don't think they were as big as they are now. Even for the companies now. I mean, like, I don't feel like back then, in the PS2, Xbox era, the GameCube, they took pot shots at each other like they are now. Because, I mean, they're certainly coming out. Sony's telling you, oh, we're not going to make you, this is how you trade your game, if you remember that from E3. And they just handed the game off to their friend because originally the Xbox One, you wouldn't be able to play used games or whatever like that. Or let your friend play a used game. And now Microsoft is coming in saying, oh, we're not going to make you rebuy games that you already own, even though you kind of are. But
yeah, I feel like that was such a thing just because of the way it was worded, and it was definitely like confrontational.
Well, yeah,
and
then
it's just like a feature that PS4 just doesn't have. Yeah, that's why that got so much buzz, because I don't really think that was that big a deal either.
Well, see, and that's the thing. The buzz behind them taking the pot shots nowadays is what, I mean, ultimately fuels these fanboy wars. And that's why it becomes the big thing. Like, oh my god, we got backwards compatibility on Xbox One now. It's so great. And by the way, your backwards compatibility on Xbox One is only a list of 26 games right now. And 4 of those games are Gears of War games. So you don't have a big list. And even the article I read, I think yesterday or maybe it's today, they talked about how certain games would probably never come there. And they called out, like, Black Ops. Like, there's probably not going to be a backwards compatibility version of Black Ops because of all the resources it would take to have the online connectivity for it, which I don't understand that. I mean, I'm not any type of engineer whatsoever for online architecture, so I would think peer-to-peer, like player-to-player connection would suffice for any games, even though a lot of people hate that and much rather have dedicated servers. But again, to me, it's like just going in and turning on a light switch and turning it off. But I'm sure there's way more to it than that.
I'm pretty upset about this backwards compatibility.
No, I'm not upset about it. I don't care if Xbox gets it. I don't care if PlayStation gets it. Nintendo has it all the time. Because correct me if I'm wrong, Wii U plays all the Wii games. Nintendo has their eShop channel or whatever it's called on their the Wii U, and they have all their virtual console stuff where you can buy 64 games. You can buy your
Yeah, the thing about that though is I read something. I didn't know much about Wii U because I don't know anyone that has it. But apparently, the Virtual Shop with this rare replay game that's coming out, there will now be more games on Xbox One that were on N64 than on Wii U.
Yeah.
So I mean that thing is even more limited than what they're gonna start coming out with. And I've heard about that virtuals thing for like ever.
Yeah.
We're super excited about that.
And that's
so, I mean, it's just a difference of opinions. I think some people, this will be better for them if they haven't played those games, or they're just trying to save money. Is it like what you would buy a system for? I doubt it, but it's just like another little checkbox that one system has and one doesn't.
Right. And for me, I mean, like I said, for me, it's not something that I would be like, well, damn, I should have bought me an Xbox One instead of my PS4, you know? But for me, it always has been since PlayStation 2. PlayStation has been my go-to console. That's where I'm at home. That's where I play a majority of my games because I love the Sony exclusives. They get all the multi-plats. And the only thing I'm really missing is Halo's, Gears, Forza, Fable. I mean, honestly, that's what you had for Xbox 360. I mean, that's the only big exclusive they really had. So I didn't really miss much. But I mean, I have a 360. I have all those games. So again, for me, I didn't miss anything. I'm not missing anything. And the same thing, and for me, the same thing can be said for Xbox One. I mean, what have I missed? Titanfall, which I probably would have played one time and never looked back. Dead Rising, but it's on PC now. Rise, it's on PC now. Sunset Overdrive's the only game I can think off the top of my head that I really want to play that's on Xbox One. Rise of the Tomb Raider would have been another one, but they finally came out and said, yes, it's coming to PS4 next year. I'm done with Forza. Like, I don't care about Forza anymore. I quit Forza after, like, 3. Yeah, and Fable turned into Kinect trash. So, I mean, I don't... Yeah, so for me, Xbox One doesn't offer me anything. And backwards compatibility doesn't offer me anything either. Because, like I said, I have it here.
Yeah, right.
And, I mean, I guess... Again, don't get me wrong, I understand, yeah, it boosts your library. It's awesome because if you think when a Vita game comes out, but that Vita game's also on PS3, it's also on PS4, and a majority of the time when the Vita games were coming out, if they weren't AAA exclusives, fingers quotes, because not many of them were, I mean, that just helped everyone's library.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think it's a solid addition. It's not a reason to probably.
Yeah, it's not a reason to run out in the street and start. Yeah.
How people are going to react to it online, though? I mean,
and that's the thing.
It's and watch how people react to it.
Yeah, it's the internet. Everybody reacts to everything.
It just goes crazy no matter what it is, pretty much.
Right. All right, and I think that's going to do it. Unless you guys have something else to add to the backwards compatibility, or.
No, I think.
That's it. All right, well, that's going to do it. Again, catch us every Friday night around 10:30. It looks like Eastern time on Twitch for the live show, and then you can check out the archive footage also on Twitch and also on YouTube, or you can check out the audio version on SoundCloud. Until next week. See you guys later.
Wait, Steve,
nope.
What's that sponsor you have? The Spyglass?
Oh, yeah. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, we actually got a streaming sponsor. Yep. It's No Scope glasses. So basically, these glasses are polarized sunglasses. I mean, like they have the yellow lenses. They're not full-fledged sunglasses, but they help reduce fatigue on your eyes from like extreme light from video screens, from TVs, for some sun rays. They just help not dry out your eyes, not have them fatigued and strained. But yeah, it's No Scope glasses. There's if you're on the Twitch page, there's a clicky on it. It's the banner that says No Scope glasses. Click on that. They have 6 different styles, some really cool ones. There's a nice pair of aviators up there if you like aviators. There is a clicky on the YouTube channel up on the banner. You can check out my Twitter page. It's that Steve Dawson, like everything else. I post that throughout the day a couple of times. So yeah, check out No Scope Glasses. Help out the channel.
Yeah, and register to win some free games, guys.
Yep, that's also, yeah, thanks for reminding me again. Yeah, also, if you join the live show, just randomly will pop up a free game. I actually did a stream last night, ran a free game, and the stream basically blew up, and we gave out a cool game, Two Worlds 2 Epic Edition.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think that's going to do it.
Yes, sir.
All right, like I said, until next week, see you guys later.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.